Welcome to another 10 at 10 for 10 training and leadership development. Today, we're going to talk about value. How much do you value $1 million? Let's just ask the people here that are here live with me. Hunter, do you value $1 million that have any meaning
Yes,
to you?
I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right, Susie, how about you? $1 million have any meaning to you?
Of course.
All right, she says, of course. We got the Cassie brothers here. We got Michael and Matt. You guys, what, their consensus? You both find some meaning in $1 million?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think everyone's going to feel the same way. It's not hard to value $1 million. I mean, most people are going to say, yeah, $1 million is going to have $1 million of value. So we've established that. Now, we're actually putting out $1 million offer. Okay. And we want this offer to be taken seriously because it is a serious offer. And what we're doing is we are not offering an investment opportunity. Okay. So don't confuse the $1 million offer as it's some sort of an investment opportunity. Instead, we want you to buy into an idea, into a system. Okay. And the idea is that people should have access to money that they don't have to pay back. Okay. Can anybody argue the opposite side of that one? Can you give me even one reason why that idea should not fly? Anybody?
No.
I don't see any takers on that debate. So I think if we go around to, just regular people, just talk to regular people all over the world, I think you're going to find that everybody's going to say, love it. Just don't believe it's possible, but I love the idea. They might say something like that, like money that you don't have to pay back, get money that you don't have to pay back. Okay. So yeah. So here's the deal. Let me share my screen. There's a reason why we're doing this, because something must be done. All right. Something must be done. How do I get out of here? There we go. So I'm sorry for all the jumping around here, getting to a Google here. The Zoom thing, you got to move it up and down, get it out of the way. It's always covering up the stuff you want to click on. So let me see here. Let's go to wealth distribution, okay? The very first thing that pops up is Wikipedia. Are you guys familiar with Wikipedia? Have any of you ever used Wikipedia, been on the website Wikipedia? You tell
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
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 Does it have some credibility as a
Sure.
website?
It can, depending on the article.
Okay, take a look at this one, wealth distribution. Okay. I know you're bored already, but let's just get down to an interesting chart down here. Let's look at this one here. All right. So when you look at this here, it says here that they started measuring from 2010 to 2015. And the blue line is the 1%ers. Okay. The richest 1%. Okay. So the richest 1% on the blue line. And then the green line is the other 99%. Okay. And basically, if you're not a millionaire, then you're on the green line. Okay. If you are a millionaire or higher, you're on the blue line. Fair enough?
Right.
Well, according to the trend here, and I learned about this in 2016, but they're basically saying as of 2015, the richest 1% owned and controlled and have basically 99% of the wealth, 99% of the money, 99% of the things, the assets of the world, okay, is in the hands of the richest 1%. Okay. So that means the 99% of the other people, right? They have to share what's left over. They're sharing 1% of all the money in the world, of all the wealth in the world. They get that little sliver to operate their global economy, you know, all these 200 different countries. Okay. So that was 2015. I read another article that says that you have to cut that in half now. But basically, the 99% of the people are not sharing 1% anymore. The 99% are sharing a half of 1% now, as of 2023. Okay. Where's all the money going? Where's it going? Right? I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you where it's going. It's behind the computer screen. What? That's where it's all going. Yeah. It's getting digitized and it's in the computer and it's connected to a market. That's where it's going. And the people that have the money, they're just adding zeros to it. And it's just more money behind their computer screen, you know? And there are some people, I mean, that, you know, if you take the 10 wealthiest people in the world, most likely you don't even know what their name is. They're so rich that they don't even want their identity to be known. How about that? Right?
Yeah.
We're looking at the Forbes list of billionaires, right? But they never talk about the trillionaires, do they? So there are people at that level, but where's their money? It's in the market. They have total control over their money in the market. Okay. It's sitting in the market. So the idea is that if that trend continues, I mean, what are we going to do? Wait till it gets to like a quarter of 1%, and the whole world is supposed to operate on a quarter of 1% of all the money, right? You know, floating around at the economic level. You know, I see so many businesses and even individuals really feeling the pressure of the current system. Do you guys feel the pressure?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's not just
Very
me.
much.
Okay, so it's in the market, and the more that we keep all this activity going, it seems like it just keep putting money up there, but it doesn't seem to be coming back down. The only real lever you see pulling money back down up until pool funding is some good traders that actually know what they're doing and actually are able to successfully pull money into their own personal lives, right? Or businesses from successfully trading. But there just aren't that many traders that are that good, because in order to be that good today, you've got to be able to compete against AI. Now, I've been doing trading. I started out in the options market way back when, then I got into Forex. I mean, I've been doing trading for over 30 years myself, and I still consider myself below average. And I've been trying to trade for 30 years, right? And it's just every time you feel like you learn a new trick, it's not a good trick anymore in a month or two, because things change in the world so fast that you got to keep up. Well, some people are able to. I'm not one of them, and I think that's probably true for most of us. Are any of you guys traders? Are any of you, taking a shot at trading here?
No.
Anybody here?
I have.
Okay, tell me about it, Tim. What was your experience in trading like?
I cashed out my IRA for like $6,000, put it in there, and it started doing good for about 3 months, and then the people contacted me and told me that all my money was gone. And they said the guy that was doing the trading for me thought it was Friday when it was Thursday, and so he used a different strategy, and he lost it.
So you didn't do the trading yourself, but you trusted someone with your IRA fund, 6,000, and it was up for a while, for a couple months, and then it crashed.
Yeah,
And
yeah, and he lied to me and told me that he had guarantees in place that would make it so it was impossible to lose my money. But he only did that because I was skeptical about doing it at all.
Wow. That's terrible.
So yeah,
That's a
it was bad.
terrible story. So your 6,000 got stuck up in there, right?
Yep. Yep. Never came back.
didn't come back down to the economy, especially back to you where you needed it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuck money in the market, and pool funding has figured out, actually, it's not that complicated what we're doing. We figured out a way to pull money out of the market and bring it into the hands of the people. So when we invite you to come be a part of pool funding, we're just basically saying, look, we have a system. It's powered by rotation, that happens inside of our pool. Okay. And that generates power, much like a turbine that moves in a dam. It's not the water becoming electricity, it's the water propelling the turbine, right? And that motion, it's the motion generating the electricity. Yes, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
that's why the pool's an important part of what we do. But you don't want to be someone who enjoys pool funding thinking the pool's going to pay you money, because that'd be like expecting water to turn into electricity. Okay. The pool has it provides that motion, but we can't count on that motion being a 24-hour rotation. Right now it's about a 3 to 4 day rotation. Okay. So don't become pool dependent, but that does create the motion necessary for us to pump, push and pump on the market. We're able to pull funds out every day. I'm pulling funds out every day out of the market, and I'm distributing those funds out to members every day that are part of our pool funding. So our system works. So we have $1 million offer. Okay. We want people to take the offer that serious. Okay. And in exchange, this is what we really want. Okay. There's 3 things, and it's in our fast start training. So when you join pool funding, the first thing you're going to watch is a fast start training video. It's 11 minutes long, and it's going to ask for 3 commitments. Okay. Does anything really, really work without commitment, guys? Think about it.
No.
Does a marriage work without commitment?
No.
No.
Does a business work without commitment?
No.
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 The pursuit of an education. I'm going to say it funny because that's kind of how I feel about the kind of education we're getting. I'd say it's more like an indoctrination. But anyway, put that aside. But without a commitment, are you going to get an education?
No.
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 Does anything work? Can you go to church without commitment? Okay.
Well, you can.
You can. I've done it.
Everything is commitment, right? And because
Right.
that's what humans can do. Humans can commit to something. Okay. And there's 3 commitments. And the 3 commitments are training. Okay. Let me tell you something. If you don't keep that commitment, you come into pool funding expecting to get $1 million a year. Okay. And you don't keep the first commitment of training, I'm going to guarantee you about 90% failure rate in pool funding. Not at the very least, be watching the training. If you can't come to the live training, then fine. At least watch, spend 15 to 20 minutes a day watching the training on YouTube. Okay. But if you fail to do that, if you do not go through training, I can assure you 90% failure rate. Are you guys interested in failure?
No,
No.
What do you think,
that's
Barry?
why
All
we're here.
right, let me just mute Barry. I think he has 2 conversations going on there. All right, the second commitment is that we want you to bring 4 people. If we're going to give you $1 million, we want 4 people. Okay. Now these 4 people, they're going to come in with, maybe $200 or $300 each, right? $200 or $300 each. Let's say they came in with 300. So 3 times 4, that's $1,200. Do you think it's the $1,200 that we're after to give $4 million to those 4 people? Do you think that's the trade-off? It's not.
No,
Okay. Those are operating budgets for them to plug into the system, and they actually have something to plug in with, right? It's like you have to have a way to plug in, and so that operating budget allows you to plug in. Okay. But that the amount of money we're talking about here is so microscopic, it's meaningless. It's not the money that matters. What matters is the human. Okay. That's what matters. So 4 humans, because 4 humans can do daily activities. Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine daily activities happening over, a 365-day period of time. How much more value is that than the little $200 or $300? That make sense? It's the
Yep.
activity.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the energy source. That's the energy, right? To make everything work. Is the human. It's not the money. So the offer is bring in 4 people. Okay. And the point of coming to training is maybe we need to show you, more than one way of going and get 4 people, because it's about having, referrals or whatever, 4 referrals that you're going to work with directly. Okay. The third commitment is communication, consistent communication, both up the team as well as down the team. Okay. Up and down, consistent communication. Just like running a family. Imagine a family that never talks to each other. They just walk around looking at each other. Everyone's going, What if the whole family was like that and there was never anybody talking to anybody about anything? How's that family going to run without any kind of communication? That family going to work?
Terrible.
No.
Right?
It's not going to work.
Not very well.
What if that was how the work environment you're in, that nobody talked to each other? You go to the office, but nobody talks to each other. They just look at each other weirdly and, and that there's no real communication going on, right? Is that office environment going to work out? Is that going to be a successful company, right?
No.
Nope.
No.
Communication matters, right? Because the world's dynamic, situations change. We need to be able to flow with it. Communication allows us to engage and sort and deal with stuff that happens, because you can't really plan a lot of this stuff out. It just happens. You got to deal with it. That's what communication is there for. Okay. Those are the 3 commitments. So put on this scale, those 3 commitments, and let me define something else. Let's talk about time. Okay. What if I told you that what I want from you in the first month is 20 hours a week? Okay. In the first month. And in the second month, I want 16 hours a week. And in the third month, I want 12 hours a week. And then project out to about 5 or 6 months later. Now we're down to 4 hours a week. And then we can just stay. That's good from that point forward. So, you're putting a chunk of time in the beginning, and it decreases quickly over a number of months, a short number of months, and it gets down to 4 hours a week of your time maintaining those 3 commitments, okay, on an ongoing basis. And that's what you're putting over here on the scale. And on the other side of the scale is $1 million of funding every year for the rest of your life. Okay. Is it worth it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right. And I dare say, I challenge anybody to bring to my attention an opportunity where you got to do less than that. Less than that to get $1 million of funding or $1 million of income or just $1 million period. Show me something else where you can get $1 million for less. Bring it to my attention. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Because I doubt you're going to find anything, because I think pool funding is probably going to be in a category of its own. That's such a small degree of commitment against such a high value in like the $1 million a year. And see if we could kind of posture ourselves where that could be structured in a certain way that it would basically it didn't have a tax consequence either. How about that? Because it's not really income, it's funding. And yes, we could wrap it with something, a foundation, something, and it could be $1 million tax free. How's that sound?
Even better.
Great.
All right, we could
Sounds
do.
great.
We have options. We could exercise those options and do it. So anyway, guys, so that's the deal. And I think people just need to understand that there's a trade-off here. The human element is very key to what we're looking for. Our pool is not full of water. Okay, our pool is full of people. And the bigger our pool is of people, the more power we have in pulling money out of the market. And maybe we can turn around this whole situation where the 1% are just, shaving us down and down and down, because at this rate, there'll be nothing left over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. We have to turn that situation around. And if we leave it up to those people, in the institutions to turn it around, it's probably not going to happen. It's going to come down to the people themselves have got to recognize, that is a real problem. And it's a problem that the people must solve. We must take some responsibility here. Yes? And
Yes.
from the grassroots, from the ground up, we can turn this around together. That's the message I have for you today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for showing up to the training live. I really do appreciate all of you. I really love you guys. And for those that are
you too.
tuning in
We
on,
love you too.
see, the warm fuzzies here. We got it going on here. So
Yeah,
for those
definitely feeling it.
tuning in on YouTube, we appreciate you too. And we want to let you know that we're here 7 days a week at the same time. So why don't you come on over to the live thing and enjoy the warm fuzzies too. But in the meantime, maybe you can give us a like and subscribe to this channel and also give us a positive comment. We'd really appreciate that. Bye for now.
Thank you.